Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Play Stellaris, the Megacorp series. I'm your host, Colors Fade. It's episode 13, it's the Omni Corporation, it's the year 2410. And before we get rolling in this episode, I just want to say that as I record this, we are right in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic. It is really ramping up and getting serious. I know that a lot of you may be like me and a little bit frightened of it, especially if you are in the age groups where we're starting to see a lot of mortality. In times of trouble, Americans especially, but people around the world have always turned to things like sports and entertainment to take their mind off of the serious things going on in their days. Certainly here in America, we're canceling all sporting events. The NCAA tournament just got canceled. The NBA just canceled. We're not going to be able to turn to sports. All sports are going to be canceled. And Hollywood is pushing all its movies out till the fall or further because they want people to be able to go to the movie theaters. Netflix is moving many of their releases up so that we will have something to watch while we're all at home, sequestered, working remotely. So I certainly understand what you might be feeling right now, because I'm certainly feeling it. I'm in one of those age groups, demographics that is a little vulnerable. So I'm going to do my best here over this episode and the next several to take your mind off it. In fact, I'm planning a big weekend here of just making content for you guys here on YouTube. So hopefully you can just, this will be all you're going to hear about the coronavirus from me is right here at the start of this episode. We're going to dive into all the things that are Stellaris and Skyrim and anything else I can think of to entertain you with for the next few weeks while this is going on. Let's fill the gap, fill the void that sports is going to leave in a lot of people's lives and entertainment is going to leave in a lot of people's lives, and let's try to have some fun. So it's lucky episode 13. That's right. Remember, 13 is just a number. It's a construct of human beings. Somebody at one point in time decided to make it unlucky. It doesn't have to be unlucky. So this is episode 13. Let's see if I can not get my butt kicked this episode. We are the Omni Corporation. Our empire sprawl is 529 and 110. Now, I will say at the time of starting this 13th episode, I'm now on, I think, my fourth quote-unquote tall playthrough. I like to call it under the admin cap instead. And I'm really learning how to play that way better. So I'm really excited to bring you guys the next series beyond this, where I more or less play a mega corporation, or at least a smaller empire, correctly.
Competitors engaged.
This is definitely not the correct way to play this empire, but this is what we have.
Upscaled.
Edicts are falling off. You always want to have these 3 edicts up here if you have the cash. Education campaign, leader experience gain plus 25%. To get them maxed out, it's really hard to get your leaders maxed out, actually. I am finding out. And so to see where these guys are at, he's a 4 of a 9. He's a 2, he's a 4. He's a 5 of 9. So getting any of my leaders maxed out is really difficult, especially when they start to have the higher level caps like a 9 because of traditions and such. So we're stuck with this, and that's why I say it's really important to have that up. Recycling campaign just helps keep your consumer goods down. Now we're fine because we're more or less playing wide now. And healthcare campaign to always keep your population growth speed up. It's a little different with a small empire. This is incredibly wide. One thing you'll notice here is all these unemployed pops. Last episode I showed you the really cool mod for automatically moving these pops around. I haven't uninstalled it because playing small under the admin cap or tall, any of those words work, it becomes less important to use that mod, and since it breaks, since it prevents Steam achievements, I like to not have it installed. So here on this playthrough, it's not on. We're gonna have to deal with all this. These habitats here. So what I'm gonna do is use some of my influence to turn these habitats, discourage planetary growth, and we're gonna resettle some of these people in places where we actually have jobs. So if we have anywhere that actually has jobs like this, this place has some jobs. So There's a bunch of people here. I'm going to take them and give them some jobs. This refinery as well. I should just stick with this. Let's see where else has jobs. Cirebon. By the way, I thought it was really cool that I had taken. We do something around here called Skyrim Saturdays on this channel. I like to upload my Skyrim plays on Saturdays, and I uploaded one in the middle of the week, and somebody actually was like, "Hey, that's pretty cool. You're making me want to reinstall Skyrim." So I'm randomly uploading them a little bit more often than on just Saturdays, but I actually want to spend a little time playing that a little more, especially tumultuous times. Skyrim is a really nice escape. We can take care of some of that. So this is Edict expired. This is our empire. We're only earning 282. We have these maxed out, but 282 alloys per turn is not a lot, so we do have to be concerned about that. Naval capacity, more of that. So we're way over it right now, which is amazing. We still almost have 1K in energy credits, and we're way over our admin count. And what we have over here is the Besidon Confederacy. Let's take a look at us. We're the Omni Corporation. We're in the Bright Concord. We're at war with the Nagyari Principality and the Besidon Confederacy. The Besidon Confederacy is this big blue mass over here. They are attacking the Star Realm of Posi Ganklak. And the Star Realm of Posi Ganklak is also... they're not part of our alliance, but they're being attacked. So what we are doing is rolling a few ships over here. We got our big, huge fleet here. It's our Federation fleet. So we're going to roll those guys up in here. That is always the one thing that's really weird about playing one game while I'm not on YouTube and one game while I am recording for YouTube is trying to get my head wrapped around each one because they're very different. One thing I have learned playing in the last few episodes not on YouTube is how cool the artisan troops and such are. These purple guys, these are great. So we would like to donate 500 energy credits for 50 influence. It's not a big deal. We're going to do that. I don't care so much about that, but it's really cool to get them if you're lucky enough. Now, it's hard when you're a small empire, but if you're lucky enough to have space and be able to build a star base on one of their things and become their patron, there are some pretty nice benefits to do that. I'm going to take a look at my technology and see where I'm at. Naval capacity, plasma cannon, kinetic artillery. I will say I understand to some degree now better why players like to play small. I think there's two benefits that are worth discussing. One of those is it is less to maintain. It is simpler to maintain. You can see on this map we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. We have 23 places, 23 planets or habitats. On the current one, on the current play that I'm playing right now that's small, that's not on YouTube, I have about 6, and roughly I'm getting close to 2,400, and I'm way ahead of where in research where I am right here. And that's the other big reason to play, is you can just get so much more research done quicker. But you get to the research and then you get to the repeatables. It's nice. For instance, in my other play I'm currently restoring. I got lucky in my small little space, and I got a ring world close by, and I'm restoring that ring world. And right here, we're just not dealing with any of that. So, but we have more planets. Some of them are getting terraformed. I really do want to see if we can actually catch. I know how much research it's going to take in repeatables to catch up to this Empire Sprawl of 500, and to get it up where we can actually take advantage of it, like around 550. But yeah, this was the wrong way to play.
Competitive station engaged.
Megacorp. I can tell you, I've also had incredibly bad luck in my small plays playing a Megacorp as far as the other factions on the map. They've all either been other megacorporations or criminal megacorporations or something that you can't make a branch office with. So, for instance, in the other play I'm doing right now, like my 4th small play as a megacorporation, I have 0 branch offices at the year 2380. because there's nobody I can, even though I have commercial packs with a couple people, they're factions I can't actually have a branch office with. So I'm starting to think that the only way to play a mega corporation is on a really, really big map, hoping you get lucky. Alright, the Vengalium. They have one Triumph atmospheric deodorizer deployment, which adds pop growth from immigration, which I don't care about. So I've been impressed with the artisan troops, and like the artist enclaves and the curator enclaves in some of my other games, but I have not been impressed with the trader factions. Most of the things that they offer seem to be pretty darn lame, actually, honestly.
Upscaling complete.
Alright. Let's see who we have here. We can hire this guy. That'd be great. He's got the right stuff for that. You got all this work to do. So these refineries are sitting at available housing. It's not denting their stability too much, but we want to turn these people off. So we're going to say decisions, discourage planetary growth, decisions, same here. They have 2 available jobs, but they just don't have enough housing because I've elected to do it this way to provide some of those more jobs. This seems like the best balance is a 5-to-1 balance between the trade districts or any of these jobs districts and a habitation district. And you end up with this situation where you end up with 2 available jobs and not enough housing. If you flip that over, you get 8 housing and you lose, so you get 5 more housing and you lose 5 jobs. So the switch is you end up with available housing and not enough jobs. You know, I'd rather have the jobs. Complete. I think, in my opinion, I'd rather have the jobs and get the production from them. So, and be short on the housing and not worry. And if it's not affecting the stability too much, then don't worry too much about it. So let's see what we have here. So all of this stuff we're friendly with. Everybody's at war with the Nagyari Principality and the Bessidon Confederacy. There's the Bright Concord and the Auspicious Concord. And the Auspicious Concord is the Bessidon and the Nagyari. So if we want to just play this completely wide with this, which we're pretty much already doing, I mean, 530 Empire Sprawl over 110 admin cap is the definition of playing wide. If we just want to continue to ignore it, the next thing to do then is to come up here and just squash these guys for all this stuff. So unfortunately, well, we can make some claims. We just don't have a lot of influence. It's one of the other things I've kind of liked about playing small is you always have influence for edicts and other things like nominating for the galactic market and such. Those guys are there. I've got ships being always constantly being for. I just read a patch note today that said this is going to change with the fleets. They're going to basically use what your science ships use. As long as they have a clear path, they're going to disappear and then they're going to show up. And they're not going to be individually flying across the map. What is this? Skill 3 Governor, blessed by the Goddess of Fortune, joins the Omnicorp. Costs us some money. Okay, let's see what that governor is doing. This guy is leader experience. So if we replace him with this one, trade value, consumer goods. Let's put him on the big one. What's this guy? That's research. We want that person on research. And that one's there, and that one's a pain in the butt. He's got a negative, so we're going to swap him out. He's got a big negative, actually. Goodbye. This one's got the drug negative, minus 20 years. I don't care so much about that. It just means they're going to need to be replaced sooner. So at this point in time, 2411, I'm thinking I just want to do what I can to help win this war, and then we need to prepare for. There's an awakened empire right there. The peacekeepers. These are the Glebzig peacekeepers. These guys, they unfortunately, actually, like us. What else do we have here? Ancient caretakers and fragmented nation states. These are the Lyrite civilization. We should see if we can come in here and take some of the Bessidon. Let's Let's see if we can do that. Let's go hurt these guys. But I will say that playing small, aka tall, does give you access to, can give you access to megastructures sooner, which is really nice. As a wide player, you're mostly concerned with this, planets. Just get the planets. Just get them, colonize them, get all their districts, get all their goodies, and kind of win by swarming. And I have some really neat numbers, and I'm actually thinking about doing a video to show off some of those numbers. And the reason is because I've said this before in previous videos, people throw around theories and preferences without actually having hard numbers, and I much prefer having hard numbers. So I took some time to play several wide games actually, including this one, and play some tall games and actually get some hard numbers.
Upscaling complete.
And compare them. And what I found is that, for instance, posted on one of the comments on one of the other videos, is that on my tall playthroughs, my ship fleets end the game somewhere around 185 to 200k in strength, but I only have 2 or 3 of those fleets. And on a wide playthrough, they'll all be around 125k, but there'll be like 10 or more of them. So if you're gonna play fleet conquest,
Research
wide is
actualized.
definitely the way to go. Hold on, somebody offered us peace, I think. Star Realm of, what is this? Star Realm of Posted Gang Collect made peace with the Bessedon Confederacy. We're still at work as these guys are still red, so. We got research up here, plasma cannon. What else do we want? Hyper shields. Here's the first repeatable shield hit points. I want the hyper shields for sure. And the Vengrel. Yeah, I'm not interested. A bunch of these planets have room for growth. Now, what I'm waiting for is, I'm waiting for the tech. Well, okay, there's a Ministry of Culture here, which is kind of awesome. You can start putting these down on every planet. Later on, we're going to have to replace some of this with the Ministry of. It's not Ministry of Production. It's like the Ministry of Wealth or something like that. It makes that number up there fat. Really fat. There's the Ministry of Production. Bunch of unemployed workers. And here's something else I learned about playing tall, which you can't see here. Living standards are set to social welfare right now. Academic privilege provides a boost in happiness for rulers and specialists, and the rulers and the specialists have more political power, but it doesn't really do anything else other than unemployed pops have reduced happiness. The one you want is utopian living standards, and to have that you need to be some form of egalitarian. But what's nice about this is your unemployed plops, all these reds over here, they actually produce unity and research points. So this is, I've changed the way I play when I play small, and I make sure that I take some form of egalitarian so that I have this. This is super important, because later on when you, now playing small, playing under the admin cap, this is about all the right here, what's in Omniero Prime. This is about all the planets and habitats I end up with by games end, including Ecumenopolis. But you get some unemployed pops, and they're creating research for you, which is fantastic. So this series of videos right here is what I would say is not the way to play Mega at all. This is not the way to play it. What are you? Mega Corporation? Omnicorp. This is not the way to play a Mega Corporation at all. You want to play Mega Corporation small. You want to stay under the admin cap. And you definitely want to use some kind of utopian living standard. You want to have some kind of egalitarian civic trait so that you can play utopian living standard, so that anytime you do have unemployed pops, they're building research for you. My research at 2370 was so far ahead of where this is at right now at 2413. It's ridiculous. Now, of course, the trade-off is I have a very small physical space of an empire, and I only have 2 fleets, and it's a little scary only having those 2 fleets, but I can't wait to show you guys that play. It's going to be fun. We're going to do it, and you're going to see it. And then what I'm going to do is, since I've been fine-tuning my small species, then we're going to fine-tune the big species. A Megacorp is not the way to play this. And the determined exterminators are okay, but everybody hates you from the start. So that's not my favorite way to play. If you're going to conquer the whole entire galaxy like we did a couple series ago with the determined exterminators, you can do it with the determined exterminators, and you can certainly do it with some other species, but it's not my recommendation. My recommendation is going to be something else, and I'm going to show you that. We're going to have a fine-tuned species that is designed just to crush and purge the galaxy, and it won't be determined exterminators. I can tell you that much. We're gonna have to. God, we're hitting yellows on all this stuff. Let's see. We would like to donate. Yes, it just gives us influence is all it does. It's nothing tremendous. What I really need to be working on here, for instance, there's a branch office over here we can add something to. The executive retreat adds amenities and trade value. A lot of these kind of do the same thing. You can see all their jobs-based production basically does the same thing. It provides some amenities and some trade. Some amenities and some trade. This provides minerals, which I have found that I think this is smart. The first thing, as a mega corporation, what I've started to do is put down the private research enterprise first. You want the research points. It produces 6 research of each kind, and then provides clerk's jobs that provide some production. These things up here produces 10 minerals, produces 3 alloys. You can see what they produce: naval capacity plus 10. I think that's actually a smart one to have. Anything that adds to naval capacity is going to help us. But it's you as the branch office person get the benefit of that naval capacity. You should be able to see it up here. It doesn't break it down to you. From branch offices, plus 20. So when you open the branch office, get the benefit. Corporate empire modifier. Naval capacity plus 10. Army modifier. Army starting experience plus 100. Soldier jobs. They get the soldier job. That's what their planet gets, is the job. You get the modifiers of the production. So it's an interesting thing to play. My own personal feeling after playing a corporation about 4 times now, this time and 3 times not on YouTube, is that the Empire Sprawl modifier of plus 50%, it just makes it prohibitive, because you have to have at least 3 planets of your own. 1 research and 2 other planets for things like alloys and consumer goods and food and all that jazz, just to sustain yourself. And then whether you can have a lot of branch offices or not is kind of dependent on how many other empires you can manage to get. You can get agreements with. So this, for instance, this is a
Colonial Enterprise upsizing.
Where is this? Right there. Corporate. We can establish a branch office here. We can put these right down. We can say private research enterprise. Military industries. I don't need, well, food would be good actually. We kind of need some food. So, but that's one of the other things that I didn't get right away about Megacorp, is I thought you could actually only establish a branch office on one of their planets. No, you can establish a branch office on as many planets as they have. You can go down here and you can say, hey, establish a branch office here as well. And since we're already playing super wide, it doesn't matter. You could do that, but the problem is every single one of those, you can see every single branch office is worth 1.5 on the Empire Sprawl score. So we have 6 branch offices and it costs us plus 9 on our Empire Sprawl score. And your own planets and districts and things like that are gonna boost that up a lot. So it's problematic to think that you can have this tiny little empire of 3 planets and then a bunch of branch offices. You kind of can't. So, but I've heard that Paradox is changing some code, and that in a future update soon to come out, maybe around Federation's time, you're going to have ways to increase. You're going to have new ways to increase this number, to increase your admin capacity. So I'm kind of excited about that. I think that could be pretty cool. Let's see. Do we have it? Let's see. Science ship doing nothing. I've been rambling this whole episode and not doing anything constructive with my time here. Like these guys, we sent them out here last episode and we said, hey, just the thinking was if we'd go conquer as many systems as possible from these bozos, maybe we could bring about an end to this war. So that's, still think that's kind of, sort of a valid idea. Just gotta get there. This map kind of feels like a mess. Oh, so there's an election, because we're a mega corporation, and we can elect one of these two guys, research speed or xenophile ethics attraction. I'd actually rather have this person. She's also younger. So we're going to elect her to be our next leader. One pop is on the slave market. That's the other thing. Since we're kind of playing wide, we really should just kind of come in here and conquer this. So we might want to just make some claims here, but we just don't have enough influence. That's the other thing I've learned about playing a mega corporation and playing it correctly, playing it small and keeping it small, is you never claim anybody's territory. And wars are always fought just defensively, just to keep them from conquering you. You don't want to grab anybody's space because you don't want to go over the admin cap and start taking penalties to research, which is a giant pain in the butt. If you're gonna slow down, if you're gonna play any amount over the admin cap, you can see right now our technology cost is 191. If you are gonna play any amount over the admin cap for an extended period of time, then just play wide. Then just grab everything, which then means you can stop using your influence for edicts and you need to start using it to claim space. Naval capacity. You saw how long it took us to get that naval capacity. It took forever. I mean, that's. And then what's the next thing I want? Fleet command. Okay. Look how long. It's 21 months. One of the things with playing small I've noticed is this. I put it on the fastest speed, and this research is just popping right and left. Bing, 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 bing. It's just constantly going off. But at 24:15, the other thing we need to do is, where's the Marauder empires? Fragmented nation states, the Lyrite civilization. Where are they at? Polity of Langichu, Macedonian Confederation. Where are the Lyrite? Not even sure where they are. Maybe they're really small. New Latrapian Pithok Conclave. Yeah, I'm not even sure where they are on this map. Oh, well, it doesn't really matter. Oh, right here. This is a fallen empire. Decron continuity. Who are these guys? The Nagarian Principality. Okay. The Dejun. Usuance. Assembly of Magao. Never seen New Latrapian Continent. I don't even know where those guys are at now. So we'll just we'll sally forth. Oh, these guys deserve to have an actual leader. Evasion and sublight speed, they're mostly corvettes, so that's what they should have. Alright, let's see what the cruisers. Oh, they do have some battleships, destroyers. Okay. I'm used to seeing all corvettes in a Federation fleet, but this one looks kind of actually halfway diversified. Maybe they understand how to handle their portfolio. Maybe. 0. Alright. So let's see about our empire. This is troublesome. We're gonna have to spend a couple turns dealing with this. But I'm going to kill it. So, by the way, I know I said I wasn't gonna spend a lot of time talking about the coronavirus, but if drinking makes things a little easier for you like it does for me, have a drink. Okay, hold on, I want to look at something. We have one, let's see, evolutionary mastery, slot not available. Let's look at this. Arcology project, that's the one I want. Unlocks decision, Arcology project. Ecumenopolis, that is the thing that we need to do because we can send a lot of people there. We also need the research that gives us, and it happens down here. Civilian replica complexes. We need the research that allows us to unlock mega engineering. So right now we don't have that. This is evolutionary mastery, engineering evolution. So you can see I've taken the engineered evolution gene modification path here, and this adds another 3 gene modification points. And I have not had any problem with my robots. But then in 2 other small plays that I had problems with the robots. So I'm learning that if you don't want to have robot revolts, the only way to really get around it is to take the flesh is weak and go synthetic. Master builders. Don't want Voidborn. They're also fixing this in a patch. So Galactic Wonders requires mega engineering. That's what we need. We need to get that. If we had a ring world, we could take care of all these people. We could just start shuffling them over there. But we don't have a ring world, so one thing to do is to go colonize a few more planets, because then we can just start shuffling pops off to it. And another thing to do is to take one of these big worlds like this. Like this is actually great. It doesn't have a whole lot of jobs districts. Look at that. It's got 15 total districts, but it doesn't have a ton of jobs districts at Mudstrand. This one has 16 total districts and a lot of jobs districts. You want to take advantage of these for minerals and energy. This has not a lot of districts total, even though it's got a really small number of jobs. So Mudstrand, we're going to go in here. We take this and we're going to rename it to Eku. We're going to make this an Ecumenopolis when we get the tech for it. So we're going to take this and we're going to colonize it with one of our bazillions of species. And in fact, Omni Corporation, where are we at? God, there's so many of us now. This is one of the problems with allowing open immigration and being egalitarian, is that everybody and their dog has a spot at the table here. Oh, darn. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're just gonna scroll slowly. They could really fix this. I'm gonna make a plea to Paradox right here. Please just put my own species at the very top. Please. That's the way it should work. My own species should be at the very top. And here's the best one I have right here. Planet offers a low habitability. Okay, no. So what do I have to do? To terraform it to a continental world. I need climate restoration and I don't have it? What? Because it's a tomb world. Oh no. Okay, so it's a tomb world. It's ideal for an Ecumenopolis though. In the meantime, these are ocean world. Okay. Well, in that case, I know that what they do. So when you hit the colony list, they give you the most habitable. But I still would prefer that my own species are at the top and then it went down from habitability. Here we have half Pithock. But any of these actually work. Well, except for these guys. They have a negative. This one's really good. Look at these guys. They have habitability, leader level cap, unity, pop growth and immigration, pop housing usage, defense. I don't care about that, but geez, look at these guys. All of them. Pop consumer goods, upkeep. I don't pick them. Sure. Best 2. Let's do that. So we're gonna do this because we want to move some people. And this is Yaval, and it's got a ton of slots. So what is it? It's an ocean world as well. So let's scroll down a little bit and send these guys again. Half each. So we're gonna do that. Because I gotta start moving pops around, because we gotta find jobs for all these people. Like this here. God. This is nuts. It's just like, it's... Okay, so where are we at with this up here? We're short of exotic gases. Okay. Let's fill those slots in. Let's make some more of everything that's kind of rare that we need. We have slots. Let's start using them. Let's start using them for all the secondary resources, because those are things that we actually need. Like, we need chemical plants. Let's just start doing this. Oh, this is the food planet. This is the massive food planet. This is the food planet. We're just so like, food. Now, do we have robots? Should. I guess this is one thing I also like about playing small, is I've gotten a little smarter about immigration agreements and declining them. So no, I don't want to deal with your species. Kind of a pain in the butt. Robot farmers, we do. So what we're gonna do is, on this planet that's all food. Well, we don't want to create more robots. Look at this. We have all these people here. Hydroponic farms. We got so many people. Ridiculous. Chemical plants, crystals. We just need new planets to handle this. Exotic gases. As long as we got commercial zones on every planet too, that's what's cool. We don't, so we got to keep working on that. Those get upgraded. They can provide 10 jobs, and of course they just make this ping towards 1K so much faster. This planet, I want to save that last slot for something else. Same thing here. These guys don't have a lot of housing left. But we need to get a Ecumenopolis running, because that's a big deal. We're gonna just do the rest of those city districts. Give them all the housing they need. Same thing here. This is like 3 more of those. Civilian industries were at 170. We're okay with those. But it's amazing how fast consumer goods can run out. So you kind of have to be vigilant about it. Alright. Fleet combat stats. These guys, what are you doing? You just sitting there? Oh, no, that's not acceptable. No, go here, 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 and then take them out. At some point in time, these guys are going to call off this war. They're going to be like, whoa, we're getting our butts kicked. Maybe this wasn't the best idea. We're going to try to claim some of this. Let's see, how much is this? 70. Let's claim that. Let's claim that. Let's claim that. Claim that. So at least we can get these systems here that are all part of this group of hyperlanes. Get those. Do they not have our names on? No. So you need to just stay right there. So there's that. Make that little bit of stuff happen. We'll just take over the Nagyari Principality. We'll play this.
Colonial enterprise established.
Yes, we'll donate. We need that. It's these guys. So we just... Wow, really? Already got this colony? That's amazing. Faction founded. Okay. Let's make these guys a mining world, even though there's not that much mining, dude. Okay, and then that gives us free reign to start moving people there to the Fegor system. Okay, let's do it. Fegor. Well, Refinery C has spot for 2 jobs. So those 2 jobs got taken, and Refinery D has a spot for 2 jobs.
More declared.
Not on us, I hope. Nope. Fegor. So now we're just going to move a bunch of pops to Fegor, which is going to make them unstable for a little while. But, you know, it's your new colony. I mean, what did you expect? Danger, Will Robinson.
Upscaling complete.
By the way, what's everybody think about the rebooted Robinson Family on Netflix?
Research actualized.
Giga Cannon, nice. As someone who grew up watching all of those old black and white TV shows, you know, you come home from school, you turn in a TV on channel 11 or whatever it was, or TNT at the time, and things like that, and you would you'd watch Gilligan's Island and Bewitched and The Munsters and
Upscaling complete.
and Lost in Space and all those black and white TV shows. They were amazing. They were great. That was one of my most happy childhood moments when I wasn't begging my mother for $20 or $30 so I could go to the arcade and turn them into tokens and play Cyberball all day long.
Complete.
Coming home from school and watching a couple hours of black and white TV shows was a good time. And I always thought that Lost in Space was a little too campy for me, but I'm kind of enjoying what Netflix is doing with it. It's still a lot of manufactured drama, but that's what you do, you know, when you're making a TV show like that. So it's kind of cool. I'm kind of enjoying it. My kids like it a lot. I like that. Anytime I can find something to watch with my kids, it's great. Anything that they want to watch that they find entertaining, that's always a win. I don't know how much coronavirus is yet making people evaluate or reevaluate their personal relationships. I've always spent a lot of time evaluating and reevaluating mine anyways, because I'm kind of wired that way. But it's just anytime you can do something with your kids, anytime your kids can take interest in something that you also find interesting, I think that's might be the better way to phrase it. It's always a lot of fun. It's always a good time. But yeah, anyways. What is this? The relic activation, which we don't really need. Let's see. What do we got? We got this guy here. He's going to go. Let's grab stuff. This guy over here is squatting on this. Go kill this science ship. Is this war over yet? Are people not completely disappointed in this yet? Are these guys not willing to give up yet? Why aren't they? Why aren't they just like begging us to end it?
Upscaling complete.
I'm surprised this war isn't over yet. I wish I could see. That's the problem, is I can't see war status. That's all it shows you. Unless you're the instigator of the war, there's no easy way to get at it and see what the war exhaustion is. I guess there is. Right down here. I was thinking it's down here if you're looking at the war in heaven. No, it's actually down here. Let's look at it. That's cool. So I just now discovered this. I was this many years old when I found out that you could click on this and see this. This is a Bright Concord versus the Auspicious Concord. So it's these guys. We're winning on this war exhaustion part. They're going to be exhausted soon. They're settled for the status quo. Their acceptance would be 88. And we're only negative 37 away from achieving the total war goals. So, wow. So we just need to keep taking over their stuff. We also need to keep taking over the Bessidon Confederacy. So that's what we have these guys for. We're currently fight them. They're 44k. So yeah, crush them. What are these guys up here? Really small. Okay. You're gonna go here, and then you're gonna go here. Everybody over here, everybody over there. Go crush them. So that's cool. Do that. This is what? Pithok, Conclave, and these guys are the polity of Wangichu. And there's a big fleet right there, although they're just pirate hunters. We don't care about that. And the Bessidon Confederacy is over here. Alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to take you guys, and we're going to send you down to here. And then we're going to send you to crush those guys. So keep crushing them. We can win this damn war and get it over with. And then we can worry about ourselves for a while. Which seems like a really good idea. This is... Let's see. Why don't you... You're sitting there doing nothing. You're going way over there. Then go back over there. Take that out. This is the Ikazuri consumer product space. I'm certain they don't want that.
Upscaling
Here's
complete.
Fegor, who's saying, "Oh my gosh, would you please give us some housing?" Yes, I'm doing it. It's coming next. Let's give you the basics of any new planet. A corporate culture set, a commercial zone. Normally I would do clone vats, but we obviously don't have a problem with population right now. And then some holo theaters to keep you happy. You have this. What are we looking at here? Exotic gases. I know it says we have a lot of crystal plants, but the thing is, well, actually, let's do this. We need them for research, don't we? Exotic gases. If we do that and then we upgrade some of the research, these are robot assembly plants. We probably don't need to make any more on that planet. Probably turn those off. We could probably replace those. As always, you can go in to something like that, wherever that planet was, right here, and you can go to a decision and you can say halt robot assembly. And if you know you're going to need the robots later, that's a smart decision to do. But that isn't always the case. I'm always much more inclined to just go ahead and replace the whole darn building. Something else that's going to offer a lot of jobs, and in this case, a lot of money in commercial zones. Because when we can get our naval capacity up, which we're slowly doing, we'll want to upgrade all our ships. Bangor. Let's see. This is Star Realm of Posiganglak. You guys are doing good. Keep crushing them. Good job. We got 357 influence. We claim some more up here. So let's see about claims. Let's get this. And let's get this. Wait a minute. What did we do? No, I want that. Yes, I want that. And this I want. Oh my god, did I make them reverse last time? No. I want this. This and this. I want this. Okay, so if I make that claim, I'm done. If I make this claim, yeah, alright. Jeez. I think I reversed things last time. It was dumb. That's okay. Still a long way away. This war has taken forever. Where's my ship? I sent down the instructions. There it is. Wait a minute. First, go over here and take that back. Then come back and take that and that and that. Now we're just gonna roll in here into the. Oh no. We gotta roll all the way across down to here. Where we gotta go? Here we go. Then we can start taking the Bessidon Punkocracy. I don't know what a good word for that would be, but the Bessidon Punks. Bessidon Confederacy. Yeah, of course they're Confederate.
Upscaling
Of course they're
complete.
Confederate. That makes so much more sense. Yeah, they're Confederates, alright. Excuse me. Oh yeah, we need to make sure that on every planet we have... Here's what we should do. We want to get this number out in time before the end times. This is worth 24, so we probably don't want to get rid of it. We chop too many amenities off, but as factions roll by, we want to make sure that we get... Here's what we want to do. We want to get a stronghold on every single planet that we have, and we want to get an upgraded one if we don't already have it. So, for instance, this is mostly research. I want to get rid of too many things on here. We're fine as far as crime on this planet, so we could take the Hall of Judgment and replace it with the stronghold. That's how we're going to get this number bigger in naval capacity. These guys, let's see, we can lose 2 of those jobs. So we gotta get these numbers bigger. Gotta pump up those numbers, rookie. The famous meme. Mr. Matthew McConaughey.
Complete.
By the way, I found him to be absolutely brilliant in Interstellar, which has been one of my top 10 favorite movies of the last probably 5 years, 6 years, however long it's been. That movie still blows me. My kids and I still watch it. My daughter loves that film, and so do I. Frankly, that's the kind of science fiction film I was waiting to have happen as a child, and instead I kept getting crap like Flash Gordon. You know, campy crap. Yeah, I get it, but Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon, come on, those are terrible campy movies, even if they do have some... Emperor Ming is our favorite man who just passed away this last week. The actor who played Liet Kynes in the David Lynch Dune film. What was his name now? I'm mad that I can't remember that, because I love him. Who was that? Who? Yeah, I'm looking in his face. Who is this guy?
Upscaling complete.
Max von Sydow. Yeah, that's right. He passed away this week. Hearing that was a little effective. How should we respond? The esteemed chairwoman Z Tan, a decade ago, the Omnicorp pledged to support the Irish troop, and so you have. Time for your patronage is coming to an end. So for 5,000 credits, they add the monthly Unity at plus 10%, which I love, and so this is why I strongly suggest
Upscaling complete.
being patrons, and these guys too. Lackluster update. We apologize to patrons Zeton. We've sadly reached something of a creative roadblock. The Enclave is in disarray, and we have nothing to offer at this time. So, I want to address this real quick because, well, I don't want to give anything away yet, but I follow some people on Twitter, and C. Robert Cargill is a person you should probably follow if you do follow on Twitter, especially if you like to follow creative people and writers. And Robert Cargill was a movie reviewer for the Ain't It Cool News website for decades, and then he transitioned because he loves writing and he loves fiction, and that was his goal in life. And so now he's written some books and some screenplays, and in fact he's credited with writing the Doctor Strange screenplay for the Marvel Universe, and he also wrote a really cool book a couple of years ago called Sea of Rust. He's working on a sequel for it. I highly recommend you go get the book and read it. It's actually really neat science fiction. If it doesn't get made into a movie in the next 5 years, I'll be surprised. But I think Cargill had the best way to describe writer's block that I've ever heard. He said there's no such thing as writer's block. You just don't like your own idea. You don't like what you've written. You don't like what you have to write next. But there's no such thing as writer's block. And his suggestion is write it anyway. Get it out, because the process of writing makes you a better writer. And then re-examine it, because you can always take something and make it better. I think he's absolutely correct in my own personal experience. So they're saying their conclave is having a little writer's block. Well, you just don't like what you've written. Do you? Anyway, we're getting to the end of the episode.
Upscaling complete.
We're just embroiled in this war on this map.
Upscaling complete.
I will say one thing about playing small, under the admin cap, tall, whatever you want to call it. I still don't like calling it tall. It's, you see me moving around all game. When you play wide, you play in the whole map. So we're up here embroiled in a war, and we've got part of our empires up here, and we've got ships over here. We got ships moving down through here. We got ships moving down through here. We got this ships moving down all the way over to here. And then we also have ships over here.
Upscaling complete.
Which we're going to move to right there. And then we also have our own empire over here. When you're playing small, and you're playing under the admin cap, this is what my view of my empire looks like the whole time. And the screen rarely moves. I'm just looking at this space here. Because if you're playing small correctly, I think, if you're playing under the admin cap correctly, you're not getting engaged in wars unless they're completely defensive, in which case you still don't need to move your screen. You're just handling your choke points. And then the rest of the time, for 80% of the game, until you get to Marauders, Endgame Crisis, Fallen Empires, you're just sitting here dealing with your own little empire, and nothing else that's going on in the wider universe is anything you care about. So it's going to be very interesting to play that for you guys on the next series. I'm excited about it. It should be a fun time. In the meantime, this is going to be the end of this episode. It's been fun. As a friend, this is only as a joke. I don't mean this on purpose, but a friend of mine used to say it's been real and it's been fun, but it hasn't been real fun. No, this actually is always real fun for me. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and I'm hoping that these episodes in the coming days and weeks help take your mind off of the global pandemic that we're being hit with. So thanks for watching, folks. I will see you guys on the next episode. Episode 14 is coming, and we'll continue to plow forward with this completely played wrong, played wide Megacorporation. See you guys next time.